guys, TommyBoy601, and today I want to take a look at Rainbow Six Siege and the newest attachment to come out for weapons in Rainbow Six Siege, and that would be the angled foregrip. So let's dive on in and kind of see what the angled foregrip can do. So if you didn't know, the angled foregrip is the newest weapon attachment for Rainbow Six Siege. It came to us during the Skull Rain DLC, and you know what? It is a welcome change. As far as physical attributes and what it does give you, from my testing, about a 30% decrease in aim down sights time, which, while that isn't massive, it is still a very good chunk, and it can definitely win you some firefights. And I, for one, think the angled foregrip is a welcome change to the game. Previously, the meta of the game was, oh, it has a vertical foregrip slot, let's put a vertical foregrip slot. There's no reason not to put it on there. And I really like that Ubisoft has decided, you know what, we need to balance out this game. We need to figure out a way to have players make choices about their loadouts, to kind of tailor the playstyle of their weapon to them. Giving the option of the angled foregrip or the vertical foregrip definitely adds in that kind of customization that I do love seeing in a game. Now, you may be thinking, man, 30% decrease in ADS time. That is a great thing. I'm just going to put it on all my weapons. And unfortunately, you can't. In fact, there's actually a limited number of weapons you can put it on. So I'm just going to run down the list of the weapons that you can use it with. Starting with the attackers, we have Thatcher's AR-33, Ash's G36, Thermite's 5.56 XI, Fuse's AK-12, IQ's 5.52 Commando, Blackbeard's Mark 17 CQB, and Capitão's Para 308. On the defender side, it's a much shorter list. Castle Impulse's UMP 45, Kapkan and Chachanka's 9x19 VSN, Frost C1, and Valkyrie's MPX. Now, something you may have noticed when you're kind of listening through all these weapons is that certain weapon classes just blatantly, flat out, don't have the ability to add an angled foregrip. Most notably, any of the light machine guns like Capitão's M249. The LMGs do have the longest ADS time, and while I see that it is a weakness for them, they also have a very high vertical recoil, so having the player choose between a faster ADS time and a high vertical recoil maybe make it so that we actually see some LMGs while in games, because most of the time players are just going for the straight out assault rifles. The other class of guns that we don't see have the ability to attach the angled foregrip is the DMRs, which also would boost their ability in close quarters, and it would have been nice for them to see, but, you know, once again, I guess Ubisoft didn't want to make them too powerful in close quarters? I'm not sure. Now, one important thing to think of when you are using an angled foregrip is, how is this going to affect my weapon if I usually have a vertical grip? The game has been out for a good chunk of time, and during that entire time, we've all always just had vertical grips on our guns. So getting used to our old favorites with the angled foregrip is a little bit of a challenge, but not that much. I found that the recoil that the vertical grip mitigates isn't too much and is very easily compensated for, especially when you factor in that much quicker ADS time. After playing with almost exclusively angled foregrip guns for about a day, I have to say, I love the angled foregrip. It is amazing. There's definitely times while I was playing that I got out of firefights and I was like, I would not have won that if I didn't have that angled foregrip. Now, it is important to remember that some guns you may not need it, or depending on your playstyle, you may not want the angled foregrip. One example I think would be for Blackbeard. While it is nice to have a faster ADS time with him, if you're playing Blackbeard right, you're most likely going to be aimed down sights when you come around corners, because you want that benefit of the shield being right in front of your face. So Blackbeard may not be someone you want to use it with, but then there's people like Ash who are meant to be fast and kind of hit people hard, where you may want her to have that angled foregrip. Once again, it just depends on your playstyle, and for me and my playstyle, this was definitely a welcome improvement and add-on into this game. One other gun that I actually kind of enjoyed using while with the angled foregrip was the UMP. Usually the UMP is just trash. It is utter garbage, and you could just throw it away and just, you know, just leave it be and just use the fucking M1014. However, using the UMP with the angled foregrip makes it usable. It doesn't make it great. It makes it usable. So my advice would be to try out some of the weapons that you usually don't use that have the angled foregrip and see if you like them. Another recommendation recommendation that I would give is Frost C1. She still can't have a vertical grip on it, but she can have an angled foregrip, so you might as well get the added ADS time. So guys, that's my video on the angled foregrip. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below. You can also follow me on my other social medias, whether that be Instagram or Twitter or anything else. Also, drop a comment down below. Which do you prefer? Do you like the angled foregrip or do you like the vertical foregrip? Guys, my name's TommyBoy601. I hope you have a great day. See ya.